Hi. For everyone who doesn't know me, I'm Trevor Miller. I'm Shawn Miller's older brother. I could have literally written thousands of speeches trying to put on paper how wonderful Shawn was as a person and how wonderful he was his brother. But I could go on for hours talking about Shawn, and I still wouldn't put a fraction of how wonderful he was as a person. As I look around here today, I see a lot of faces, but I also see a lot of unfamiliar faces. Well, that just tells me how loved and liked he was as a person by anyone. Shawn has always been there in my life. He has always been there protecting me. He's always there for me when I'm at my lowest point. But he's also been a true brother by pulling pranks on me. Like, for instance, letting trust Shawn gave me a haircut. Then he's getting cut off the top part of my head, and I had to go working that day too. Yeah, you laugh about that. Shawn's always been aggressive with me, either by wrestling with me and breaking my arm, or more famously, taking the living crap out of me. Shawn has always looked out for me by telling me stuff, giving me advice, either his reliable money advice, or his even more reliable girl advice. People always want me to explain to me who is my big brother. But I think in my head, and I say, Shawn Miller is just Shawn Miller. No words can describe him. People have been joking around with me saying, Trevor, you have big shoes to fill. And I say to myself, you can't ever refill those shoes. I know everyone says that so-and-so is one of a kind. But I guarantee you ask anyone in this audience today, and they say Shawn was truly one of a kind. As I say this, everyone's going to probably nod their head, but Shawn was easily the most stubbornest person you'll ever meet in the entire world. It's like his brain works backwards. You tell him to slow down 10 miles per hour as you're grabbing onto the O handle. You're begging for him to go down 10 miles per hour slower, but he thinks it's funny and he goes 10 miles per hour faster. Or when Shawn was in the hospital for his ulcer, first of all, let me tell you this. He made those nurses' life a living hell. By crapping the bed, or by doing his ever so famous, hey, you dropped your pocket. Or, for instance, when one nurse took his blood, she said, oh, thank you, Shawn. He said, Shawn, my name is Jake. You should have seen the look on her face. But then, after all his ulcer was done, the doctor said, Shawn, you gotta quit drinking. Yeah, Shawn, quit drinking? Yeah, right. But then, for some reason, he convinced me that he was gonna quit drinking. But sure enough, 2 hours later, I seen him with a Bud Light can in hands. But say what you want about Shawn, my big brother. He would do anything for his friends. He would do anything for his friend, for anyone. Sober or not, want or not, he would literally do anything for anyone. He would do it without thinking about himself, just thinking about it in his good heart. I read a quote a long time ago, and it stuck with me for a while. The quote simply said, you should never judge a man when he's at the highest point of his life. You should judge a man at the lowest point of his life. It's just a simple quote. But I thought about the quote, and I thought about Shawn, and I compared the two. And the quote doesn't make sense when you compare to Shawn. Because with Shawn, when he's at the highest point of his life, sure enough, you would hear him yelling, screaming, doing his one-of-a-kind laugh. But when he's at the lowest point of his life, you would never know it. Because Shawn would never show it. It doesn't matter how many jobs he's been fired, how many times he's passed out and woke up snuggling to one of his best friends. For a big Ethan, where he's at. Or how many times his debit card was declined. I don't think he ever realized what a debit card was. He didn't know he had money in the account. Or how many times he has rolled a tractor off the trailer. But don't worry, it wasn't his fault. Because you would never know when he's having a bad day, because all he needed was a 6-pack of Bud Light and he felt like $1 million. I thank God every day for bringing Shawn in my life. Shawn's changed every single one of our lives in some way or not, good or bad. Shawn was one of a kind. He was a wonderful person. The best brother anyone could ever have. Shawn will always be my heart.